Hello, this is Jeff Evans, which is with the second of three videos with reference to the Graze Office Store, which is the sample assessment on the AAT Level 2 course for using accounting software. You notice I've got quite a lot of information on my screen, but I really just wanted to show you of how you access the data that you've already been working on. So we did task 1 to 3 in the last video. So again, if you go to the computer that you're on previously, certainly I noticed that for my students, if they go on the computer that they're last on, the information would still be there. But if they wanted to go to another computer or maybe do it at home, then they would have saved it on another on a disk or whatever the case may be. So I'll show you how we access it when it comes to accessing the data. I've got a few on there, so I'll just click on any of them just to show you what we do. So this was a Graze Office Store, which is one I did previously, but I'm going to show you how you access it, because if you're on a different computer you'll need to know how to do it. It's what we call file and restore, as opposed to file and open, which we do with a lot of documents or programs. So I'm going to go file and restore, and it says I'll lose any information. So this could be one of your other customers' accounts that you're working on. So I'll browse and find out where that information was. I created a folder called Computerized Accounts 2018 when I did the task 3 yesterday, and that's the document that we're working on yesterday. So again, I can now open that. So I've restored it, and it will take me back to where we were when we finished that last task. So it said it's successful, and I'll just double check. So if I go on to modules and financials, and you'll see the audit trail shows the last thing that we did was that capital yesterday on task 3 in the journal, so £40,093. So I know I'm on the right data. I also said yesterday, first of all, I don't like the way that looks, is that basically what you need to do every time you go into the file is you've still got June 2018, which is the year that we're working with, but you have to change the program date, because as a default it goes back to the current date, to date being the 18th of the 2nd. So I'm going to change the program date to the 30th of June, as it told us in the initial assessment. So the 30th of June 2018, and then you'll notice that we've now got the correct date. It's important to do that first before we carry on. Okay, so I'm now going to start from task 4, and it's to do with processing the sales invoices. So it said refer to the following sales summary invoices and sales credit notes, and enter these transactions into the accounting software. So we've got the customers up, or the customers that we set up the last time we did it, and what we're going to do is going to process the invoices. So you'll notice on the top we've got batch invoice for processing the invoices, and we've also got batch credit for processing the credit notes for the customers. So I'll show you what we do. So we're on to batch invoice, and the first one we've got is for Happy Engineers on the 6th of June. So click on Happy Engineers. The date was the 6th of June. Reference number is the invoice number, so 00124. We don't bother with the X reference number unless we've got another reference number that relates to. And the nominal code for this one you need to notice is sales, shop sales to the north, not the online sales that are in there. So if I just click on the 4, and you'll see it shops to the north. These are things we set up the other day. Details are, I'm just going to put sales daybook, because that's where the information contains. So in the sales daybook, and the amount is £800 plus VAT. So if I type £800 and then use the tab button again, you'll see the VAT has gone in there automatically. I can check that's correct. So 800, 160, and there's 960. Next one is for Giffel recruitment, and that date of that is the 12th of June. Reference for that one is 001/17. Again, this one is for shops to the north, which again is 4001. So I'll just click on 4. Sales day book. I'm just going to tell you, if you type F6, excuse me, if you press the F6 button, it copies the cell above. See, so I've just pressed F6 at that point. This amount is 425, the net. Press the tab, you see the VAT is 85, which is correct. Next one is to do with Perry cars. On the 24th of June. Reference for this one is 001/4. This one is sales, shop sales to the south. So you have to make sure you enter the correct information. So 4002, sales shop to the south. Again, F6, F6, F6. And that takes me to the next thing. Ooh. And this one is 2050. Tab. And then finally, Happy Engineers. And that is 00125. Oops. 28th of June. This one is for shops to the north, so I'm just going to press the 4. So 4001. Again, F6. This one is for 1864.95. Let's just check it. So according to the sales day book, I suppose you've got £5,139.95 as a net, VAT 1027.99, and the total 6167.94. So that's correct. So I can save that. Let's put the information in there and then close. The next thing we've got to do is to process the credit note to Happy Engineers. So this time we've got one, so the batch credit, and this time we'll go find Happy Engineers, and the date is the 26th of June, and the credit note number is 001/600. This time we have got an X reference number, because you can see there's a little note at the bottom says that this credit note relates to the items on invoice 00124. So I'll put that reference number in so we know which one it relates to. And what's this one for? This is shop sales to the north, so it's the 4001. Don't put anything with the project reference number. The details, I'll just put sales. I put sales returns day book, it's easier. Sales returns day book, and this one is for 155 is the net, 31 VAT. So again, just check that's correct, and then save. Okay, so that's all you do when it comes to processing the sales invoices. Excuse me. Task 5, it now says refer to the following purchase invoices and the purchase credit note. So we're going to process the purchase invoices now. So I'm going to go to the suppliers, the same process we've just done with the customers. So onto suppliers. Just be careful with these invoices and credit notes, because they'll try and catch you out. Sometimes they're just invoices, and a lot of students tend to not notice it's a credit note and put it in as a purchase invoice, so just be careful of that. So this one, so batch invoice as before, and this one is to QC exclusive, and this one is for, what's the date, 1st of June. Reference number is 365. this is for plastic chairs. So what we did when we did the purchases, we did the completed units, which is 5,000, which is this one, the plastic chairs. We also did the purchase of raw materials, which is what we use for the plywood. So this one is completed units, and the details are plastic chairs, 150. So it's been done previously, so it's already there for me. You'll need to type it in. And the net is 1,500. VAT 300, that's correct. Next one is totally wood. Again, the date for this one is the 12th of June. Reference is PRE stroke 14. This time it's for raw materials, so I think that we did that one as 5001. So the plywood, I think I just put plywood last time I did this one. Yeah, so plywood, and that's £340. VAT 68, that's correct. So that's it with reference to the purchase invoices. So again, we can save that. And now we're going to process that one credit note. So we're on suppliers, same as before. Batch credit, this is totally wood. The date is the 18th of June. Credit note number is PRE stroke CN3. This one relates to that purchase invoice number PRE stroke 14, and it was for raw materials, so 5001. We've returned some plywood, so I think I did the sales returns. Okay, well, I've also got another one there, so the inferior plywood, so I've just put the details in of what it is, and this one is £102, VAT 2040, which is correct, and then save and close. Okay, so we've done task 4 and task 5. So I'm turning over to task 6 now, which is to do with the online sales. So this is, it says the Graze office store sells most, so it sells to most of its customers online. It said all payments are made by customers are done through through an online secure online payment system called Cash Chum. Cash Chum make payments to the Graze office store at the end of each week using faster payments. Okay, it tells this one, this is online sales listings in bank receipts. So this is bank receipts, and it tells us that all the online sales include VAT. So again, this is bank receipts. So I'm going to click on bank, and I'll just show you a couple of the icons if you like. So what we've got on the top here, we'll use reconcile later when we do bank reconciliation. We've got supplier payments, which is where we make payments to our suppliers, obviously. But then we've got bank payments, so that can be like if we're purchasing a new asset, or if we're buying, paying for rent, or whatever the case may be. So that's just like cash payments, I suppose, in relation to that. We've also got customer receipts, which is where we receive money from our customers, from our credit customers, or we've got bank receipts, which is money coming in into the bank, as in this particular example. Important thing about this one is to make sure that the bank account is highlighted, and I'm going to now process these as bank receipts as it tells us in the question. So you'll notice the nominal code is bank anyway, and the date of the first one is the 9th of June 0918. Reference number we'll just put in as We'll put it in as cash chum. And the nominal code, so it's online sales, which is, click on the numbers, so 5,000. Oops, sorry, it's not, it's 4,000, it's sales. It's online sales, so we set it up in the first video. So online sales we set as 4,000. And then tab, and I'm going to put faster payments as the details. Now this one you have to be careful, because this is where students make a lot of the errors occur when it comes to doing the bank reconciliation later. Because what they haven't noticed is that the 4,255.66 includes VAT. So I'll show you what we do to work it out. So if you go 4255.66, so if you put the amount in the net, and if you click on Calc Net here on the bottom, then it does it automatically for you. So it works out what the VAT is on that basis. Okay. Again, what students do, they put that amount in, forget to do Calc Net, and it puts VAT on top, and it does cause a bit of problem having to put it right later. So again, I'm going to F6 because it's the same as far as the bank account's concerned. This is the 16th of June. Again, F6, F6, because it's the same account. Same again, and this time it's 3854.25 Calc Net. I'm just going to check that. So 3854.25. Yeah. Okay. Next one. So F6 copies above it. And this one is the 23rd of June. This time it's 3614.22. Final one is 30th of June. F6. This one is 1996.99. Calculate. And that's processing the online sales that go on to bank receipts. So we'll save that one. And then close. The next one for task 6, it says now refer to the email from Kate Allen and enter this transaction into the accounting software. So it's an email from Kate Allen that's basically saying that she wants wages paid for the month of 6,200, and this will be paid today by BACS. So this is a bank payment because we're going to pay the wages, £6,200. So again, so we're still on the bank account. I'm going to do bank payment. So from the bank, so £1,200. The date was the 16th of June. References email. I'll just put email down. The nominal code is wages. On this account, I've got a couple of different ones as far as wages are concerned, but I've got wages for regular and wages casual. We could just have wages, but I'll leave it. I'll use the wages regular. So I'll just use the wages regular. The details are delivery driver's wages. The amount is 6,200. And again, where students go wrong is they don't change the tax code to make sure it's 0. So I'll use the T0 for 0 tax. Click OK, and then you'll see it's taken the VAT off. So I can save that. And then close. So we've done, or we've processed the wages. Task 7, it says refer to the BACS remittance advices received from customers and enter these transactions into the accounting software. So these are receipts from our customers now, so from our credit customers. So again, I said to you before that bank receipts is what we process for online sales, but this is a customer receipt. So it's a receipt from Happy Engineers. So I'll just show you what I did. So I'm going to click on customer receipt. The account is Happy Engineers, and the date is the 22nd of June. The reference is payment by backs. Okay, and it tells us it's the payment for the balance owed on the 1st of June. So it's that 1425.65, which is this figure here. Again, what a lot of students do is they type the money into where it says the amount here. We never do that unless it's payment on account, because when it comes to marking the assessment, you can tell whether or not the students have actually allocated to the correct payment, and I'll show you what we do. So this one basically says it's the payment of the opening balance, the 142.65. So I'm going to click on receipt and I'm going to click on pay in full, and you'll see it puts the amount in the box there, so you can see, and it's also allocated to that particular invoice, which is really important. So we process the one for Happy Engineers and click save. The next one is to Gifford Recruitment. Okay, and this one is on the 30th of June, which is up here. Again, I'll just put backs in as the reference. And this time it says us payment of balance owed on the 1st of June 2018 in our example, plus part payment of invoice 0017, and the total amount you'll notice is 1,265. So what we're going to do first, it said it's the payment of the balance owed on the 1st of June. So the 1st of June is the opening balance. So like before, I'm going to do pay in full. And it also tells us it's part payment of invoice 00117. So what we need to do is work out the balance. So I'll just open up on the calculator I've got here. And the total amount that is being received is 1,265 minus what we have already processed, or the opening balance, so 844.26 equals. So £420.74 is the part payment of invoice 00117. So £420.74. So I'm going to click in here, so £420.74, and then tab, and then you'll notice that that's the correct amount, is the 1265. Again, in the exam, remember, as it tells you, with the same as, so to process what it's telling you to process, and then the part payment for whatever that might be. So we've processed that one. I'll click save and then close. So that's task 7, and then I'm going to task 8. And task 8, it says refer to the following check payments made to credit and cash suppliers. So we've got a mixture of payments to our credit suppliers and also a cash payment as well. So again, so this time it's supplier payments. So we're still at the bank. So supplier payments, and the first one is to Fabrics Delight. So Fabrics Delight, the date is the 16th of June, and the check number is 000294. Same process as before, so this time it's payment of 1320.11. So we're going to pay off the opening balance. So this time click on payment, and same as before, click pay in full, which is 1320.11. Okay, so we basically processed that particular invoice. The only time you ever type in here, and sometimes in the exam it will say just payment on account, that basically means where you're just going to pay some money off, but off no particular invoice. This one, and again as I said before, they do check it when they're marking, we have actually allocated to the correct invoice, in this case the opening balance. So again, if I just save that one, and then we can process Totally Wood. Totally Wood is the 29th of June. Check number 000295. Okay. This one says it's payment of the opening balance plus invoice number PRE14 and the credit note PRE stroke CN3. So it's a payment of the opening balance. So we'll go to the opening balance and pay in full. You'll see that says 135.56. It's also the PRE14, so it's this one. So I'll click on that one as well. So it's payment of that particular invoice, and also for the credit note. So we'll take the credit note, or allocate the credit note accordingly, and then you'll see it's now the correct amount. So it's 421.16, which is the amount of money that we've paid, and we've allocated it as it's told us to allocate it in relation to the software. So that's fine. So click Save and then Close. It then says, and we've got repairs to the delivery van, and this isn't a credit supplier, so this is a bank payment. So I'm going to go on bank payments, and so it's on bank payments, and the date for this one is the 30th of June. The reference number, I'll put the check in, so 000296, and the nominal code for this one, there are a few, but I've got one that's set up under R for repairs. Repairs and renewal, so I'll use repairs, it's an expense. Repair delivery on tyres, and I put repair of delivery on there, so I'll just put the repair as it's told us to. And this one is £450 including VAT. So remember, including VAT, we put in the total amount, which is 450, and then we do calc net, and then it breaks it down as it tells us that the VAT is £75. So that's fine. Process that one, and then close. And that's task 8 done. We'll do task 9 now. So task 9 is to do with setting up a standing order. You need to do a screenshot of this as well, because they provide evidence, as it says. So for the reports that you have to do in task 13, this is towards one of those reports. So you have to show evidence that you know how to process the standing order. So this is what we call a recurring item. So I'm on the bank account, and I'm going to go onto recurring items. So we're going to create one. So we'll click Add, and it brings up this screen that we're going to do a screenshot of later. So it's from the bank account. So right on the bank account, click OK, and this time it is for rent, and it's £600 a month for 12 months starting on the 1st of June. So we just find the account for rent. There is one already set up for rent on the system. 7100. So rent, and then it says it's once a month, so it's every month. There are 12 payments, and the start date is the 1st of June. The amount is £600. No VAT. So £600 is what we pay monthly. On that basis, you would need to do a screenshot. So for us, if you go to print screen and then open it up on Word and paste it, and then it shows that you know how to set up the recurring entry. So we set it up through the bank account, the nominal code being rent, every month, 12 postings, starts on the 1st of June, and the amount is £600. Okay, you can watch that back if you need to show how it's been done. Click OK. So therefore you'll notice that it's actually add the recurring item, so £600 1 month. Next posting on the 1st of the 6th, which is I'm going to post in a minute. We've not made any postings yet, and the posting, there'll be 12 payments to be made. Again, this is where students tend to make a mistake, because when it comes to doing the bank reconciliation later, you'll not find the £600. It's not been processed. You can go back and change it, but we'll process it now. So for this one, so we've set it up. So if you notice the button here, we've got process. So click process. And so it wants us to show all entries up to the end of this month. So we're going to post it. And then you'll notice now we've got 11 payments left and a remaining balance of 6,600. Okay, so we can close that because that's covered the standing order that needed to be set up. And then the final thing I'm going to do to finish off this video is up to task 10, which is to do with the petty cash vouchers. I'll do the journal as well, just not the bank rec. And so task 10, which it says refer to the following petty cash vouchers and enter these into the accounting software. So we've got, let's go back into bank. I tend to go into bank payments but then change it to petty cash. So petty cash is 1230, so make sure you're on petty cash, and it was on the 9th of June. Reference is the voucher number, which is 124. Nominal code is stationery. If you can't find stationery, it might be under office stationery. There we go, there's a couple there, so office stationery. Details are, I'll just put stationery. The amount is £6 with VAT of £1.20. Next one, F6 again because it's petty cash. This one was on the 9th of June. Petty cash voucher 125. This is for travel. Travel for a course. There's different expenses set up. I'll put it through to travel. There's training costs as well. We could put it on training costs. So travel for the course or travel. Don't think it really matters, but we'll put it through as travel. And this is for travel for the course. I've just put travel for the course on there. And this is £14. There's no VAT. Make sure you take the VAT code off. Again, a common problem that students have when it comes to doing bank reconciliation later. And then finally, we've got the one to Suki Joshi. Let's have a look. So petty cash on the 14th of June. 126. This one is a train fare, so I'm going to use the travel cost for this one as well, again, which I think is the 744. Yeah, 7400 train fare. It's only got them. It's already in there because I've done it so often. So that's why it's got all the different things that have been put in there for the different units and different practice assessments we've been using. So this one is train fare, and it's £4.75. No VAT. And then save. Task 11 says refer to the following journal entries and enter them into the accounting software. So this one is journal entries. So we're going to go into the company, and we're going to go into journal entries, and it's our first journal entry, so we're going to journal entries and we'll give it a reference of JE1, so for journal entry number 1. Postings date, it tells us, is the 30th of June, and it's basically where we're going to debit to computer equipment and credit fixtures and fittings, and it said it was a correction of an incorrectly coded non-current asset. So the nominal code is computer equipment at cost that we set up before. So computer, that's how I'll do it. It's easy that way. So computer equipment at cost. Click OK. I'm just going to put it down as a correction. It tells us, doesn't it? So correction. Of incorrect purchase invoice. This one is for £95, so we're going to debit £95. Computer equipment, I'm going to credit fixtures and fittings at cost. Just F6 that one, so copy the one above it, and then 95 was the credit. This one is to do with an error in the bank wages. So this one is, so we're going to debit wages. Remember that when we did wages before, we used regular wages. This one is to do with a error in the wages. Or let's do a correction again. This one was £25.95 on the debit side, so I'm going to debit £25.95 to the wages. So we didn't pay enough, and then we're going to credit the bank. So credit bank, again F6, copy the one above it, it's correction of wages. I'm going to credit the bank for £25.95. So we'll see it all balances, it all matches up, so we can save that. And then we'll close. I think I've left enough for you to be working on and enough to be doing. So this is the second of 3 videos. As I said previously, so we've done up to task 11. That just leaves us with the final video to do, which is for task 12 for bank reconciliation, and then to show you how to do the various reports for task 13. In light of what we said in the previous video, I'm now going to save this up to task 11 so I can come back to this at any point. So on my computer I'll have up to task 3, so I can go back each time and practice from those from that particular task, and I'm going to save this to task 11. So if you remember, we go to File and Backup. I don't want to run a check, and it says, so where do you want to, what file name do you want to give it? So I'm going to give it Graze Office Store Task 11. Where do you want to save it? Well, I'll browse just to show you. It's automatically saving it to my account, but I'll show you how to do it, because I might want to save it onto the disk drive or whatever the case may be. So for this one I've got, I think it's in Jeff, let's have a look. No, it's on the desktop. It is in Jeff, there it is, computerized accounts. And then click OK. And then you see it's saving up to task 11. And that's it. So we finished that one. And that's it. Thanks very much. Speak to you soon.